Good morning, students. So, today we'll see the chapter number 14. It is about chemical effects of electric current, right? Here, you would have heard about the electric current will be having many types of its effect, that is, magnetic effect, it will be containing, and other the heating effects also it will be containing. Among those types of effects in the electric current, what we are going to deal with in this chapter especially about chemical effects. Okay, how the electric current will affect the chemically in electricity, all this with the chemicals and all, that only we are going to see in detail manners. And sometimes or every time from your elders or from everyone you would have heard that with your wet hands don't touch the electric appliances or any electrical objects. Why? Because it is dangerous to touch at that time, so just keep yourself away from electric appliances at least at that time whenever your hand is wet, right? In your earlier classes, what happens, you would have heard about the conductor and the insulators term. Conductor, what it is, which allows electricity to pass easily from one end to other end, whereas if you take the definition of the conductor vice versa or against this conductor definition, what will happen, thus there are also some sort of object which do not allow electricity to pass from one end to another end, that is called insulator. So that is a poor conductor of electricity, and whereas conductors is a good conductor of metals, or those who are allows electricity to pass, they are good conductor of electricity, right? So this is a thing they have given the explanation, and here in the and some of the example is also there, you would have heard in your previous classes. So now just look at the diagram 14.1, a tester diagram. Here what they have shown us, the iron part is iron part of the tester is there, or another part it may be wooden or in a plastic form. When you connect the circuit wire with the cell or a proper electric circuit with the bulb, and you want to check it whether the bulb will give light or not, at that time what will happen with the iron, if you are connecting your wire, at that time it will give the light. So it means the iron is a good conductor of electricity, whereas if you try to connect with the other part of the tester, that is plastic or wood, it won't give light, the bulb won't give light. It means it is a bad conductor of electricity. And here they have asked about the liquid, whether it will also contain the electricity, whether it will also allows these liquids is also allow us to this electricity pass from one end to other end or not. How they are checking in the figure 14.2 or activity 14.1, they have shown that the lemon juice is there in a jar, and they have arranged a electric circuit with the wire and all this type of arrangement with the bulb, and they are trying to check it whether it will give light or not. If it is giving light with the lemon juice, then it is a good conductor of electricity. And also it shows and it proves that the lemon juice solution also is containing some sort of electricity which allows this current to pass from one end to other end, right? Otherwise you can check it with instead of using lemon juice, other juices like orange juice is there, mango juice is there, then vinegar is there, all this sort of liquid, with liquid you can check it. Now here precaution they have said that with while using the tester, don't use the free ends of the tester, and don't join with these things more than a few seconds. Okay, so otherwise it won't work properly. Now in activity 14.2, what they are asking us to do, they are asking us to collect a small plastic or rubber caps and clean them. Pour 1 teaspoon on those type of rubber lead or rubber cover. You have to, what you have to do, you have to pour some lemon juice on it or vinegar on the cap of the bottle, then bring it near to the tester and just try to check it whether it is giving the electricity or not. At that time you should be very careful, because it may sometimes it may produce electricity, you will get shock at that time. When the liquid between the two ends of the tester allows the electric current to pass, the circuit of the tester becomes complete. What does it means? The circuit between the tester and the whatever the cap and the lemon juice you have done for allowing or checking this electric current, whether it shows or not, it will complete the electricity if it gives the electricity. If and with how you can check with the bulb, if it glows, then it means it is giving a giving a electricity to pass from one circuit, one end of the circuit to the other end of the circuit. So this is the thing they have explained here. Now for here sufficiently, and it does not glow sometimes. If it is not allowed to pass the electricity from the lemon juice or the cover with the tester, then it means it is not giving electricity. Right here they have given a example or the diagram of the lead, that is light emitting diode, where what they are trying to say that here this type of diagram, the green color, yellow color and the red color lead, here they will be having positive terminal of the battery and also the negative terminal of the battery. Fine. So this diode, what they will do, it if you connect this diode with the circuit on the bulb or any sort of recording material like that 14.4 they have shown here, then what you will get, you will take the end of the tester from the lemon juice, dip them in the water and then wipe them dry, repeat the activity other liquids. Okay, so here with this type of lead also you can connect it. What it does, that you can observe that here one lead wire is bigger than other one. Bigger one will be having a positive terminal and the shorter one will be your negative terminal. Here whatever they have shown, the bigger line and the smaller line within a circuit, it is nothing but the terminal. Because of these terminal only, the solution or whatever the object you are trying to check, it is whether it will allow the electricity to pass from one end to other end or not. It is a circuit type of arrangement which you have to arrange in order to check it, right? So for that, what you have to do, you have to dip the tester from the lemon juice, then dip them in water and then wipe them dry, repeat the activity with other type of liquid and you have to check it one after the another, whether it is giving the light or not. Then here the table 14.1 in lemon juice, yes, it shows the electricity current pass flows from one end to other, so it means it is a good conductor. And what about the other? Suppose lemon juice is there, you would have heard about the lemon juice will be having a citric acid. It is a chemical composition. Vinegar is also a chemical composition, so it will also a good conductor. What about the tap water? It won't. Why? Because it is a sort of distilled water. And what about the vegetable oil, milk and honey? You have to find it out and try to make a observation whether it is a good or poor conductor of electricity. Now here Paheli is there. She is asking, when the free ends of the tester do not touch each other, there is an air gap between them, right? Paheli knows that air is a poor conductor of electricity, but she has also read that during lightning an electric current passes through air. She wonders if air is indeed a poor conductor under all condition. This makes Bujo ask whether other material classified as poor conductor also allow electricity to pass under certain condition. Okay, so here what they are trying to say, that if the lightning is also responsible to produce the electricity, then what about the tester constructions? In the tester, if it is not in a use or if it is not in a contact with each other, the end of the tester with the wire, then what will happen? The air, whatever present the air surrounding testing it whether it will give the electricity or not. And the Bujo is at the same time Bujo is also thinking and asking whether other material also we can classify as poor conductor like air, for it whether it is a poor conductor or not. The similarly how we have checked for liquid with some solution it is giving electricity, what about the air? So that is a way we have to see the explanation. Actually under certain condition most material can conduct. Okay, certain condition they'll conduct, air also will conduct some sort of electricity in it. That is why it is preferable to classify material as good conductor and poor conductor. So generally we'll classify all sort of material and all sort of these objects under two categories, that is good conductor and the poor conductor. In activity 14.4 what they are trying to explain that is taking teaspoonful of distilled water. We have to take 2 spoons with full of distilled water, then dry plastic or rubber cap of a bottle, and then what we have to do that we have to use a tester to see that whether distilled water is containing electricity or not. What you will find that you just have to observe it or try to gather information about it, you will get the answer for distilled water, what it will give the result in that. Then when salt is dissolved in distilled water we obtain salt solution, right? This is a conductor of electricity. If we mix the salt in water at that time, it is a good conductor of electricity and electricity will pass with the circuit. The water that we get from sources as taps, hand pump, well, pumps and ponds is not pure. It may contain several salt dissolve in it, right? Small amount of minerals will be there at that in that water. So this is also a good conductor of electricity. Distilled water is a poor conductor of electricity. Now the small amount of mineral salt present naturally in water are beneficial for human health, right? We in our body this salt sort of minerals is also there, which is also important to balance out some certain minerals inside our body. In order to that what we used to do, we used to drink water, and these only responsible for balancing all this sort of chemicals in our body. So we should never handle electrical appliances with wet hands or while standing on wet floor, right? Because of that reason only we shouldn't touch these electrical appliances with our wet hands, because our chemicals present inside our body will get activated and it will give reaction if we touch these electrical appliances, right? That is the reason we have found that common salt when dissolved in distilled water make it good conductor. So the basically what they are trying to say that if you mix the salt in water it will produce a good conductor of electricity. That solution will be good conductor of electricity. Now one more activity they have given, that is 14.5, and 14.5 what they are asking us to do that is clean plastic or rubber caps of the bottle. Then again the distilled water we have to mix it with that cap or the lid of that bottle. Add a few drops of lemon juice or dilute hydrochloric acid or to distill water in one cap. In one cap what you have to do, you have to take a few drops of hydrochloric acid or a lemon juice. These both the things are acidic form. With this you have to mix with the distilled water in one cap. Now in the second cap what you have to do, distill water, add few drops of base. In one cap you have to add a acid and another one is base with distilled water. Then add little sugar to the distilled water in the third cap, and the third cap with the sugar you have to add it. test which solution conduct electricity. Now which solution will conduct electricity, you have to observe. Here the figure 14.3, they have shown that here the carbon rod is there and the some circuit electrode. Here the term they have mentioned electrode. Okay, what it is that we'll see. Take out carbon rod carefully from two discard cell. If electric cell is there, you have to, what you have to do, you have to take the carbon rod. Inside that the wrapping around one covering part is there for electric cell. If you take out the wrapping part of that electric cell, what it will be containing, carbon rods. Then we call these two rods it as a electrode. Now with these two carbon rods, they have make a electric current circuit and electrode. These are the positive terminal as well as there, and the negative terminal is there, and the metal cap of the cell is there, then water is there, and they have trying to observe that whether it is passing the electricity or not. Okay, now the rod we have taken in the iron nails, pour a cup of water glass, add teaspoon. Okay, in the solution in a jar, water is there. Now immerse the electrode in the solution. So similarly what they have done step by step, they have explained that wait for 3 to, after arranging everything, wait for 3 to 4 minutes, observe the electrodes carefully, and then what you can observe, that will see in explanation in your further lines or further uh, explanation in your chapter. That is what here they have given an explanation of one scientist, Nicholson, that is in 1800. What he had discovered, that if electrode were immersed in water and a current was passed, bubble of oxygen and hydrogen were produced, right? This is a very important thing. What will produce if you immerse water in a current type of arrangement, electricity or electric circuit? Oxygen and hydrogen bubbles. Oxygen bubbles form on electrode connected to the positive terminal, and hydrogen form on the negative terminal, right? Oxygen with the positive, whereas hydrogen with the negative. Now this passage of electricity will, what it will do, it will cause a chemical reaction. Because of this they will also produce some certain sort of chemical reaction in it. As a result, bubbles of gas may be formed on the electrodes. Deposit of metals may be seen on electrode while forming a chemical reaction, as well as bubbles, and also what we can observe, that deposit of some metals on these electrodes, and the change of colors of solution also. So 3 to 4 things we can observe, that what it is, then bubbles will form, chemical reaction will occur, deposition on electrodes of some sort of metal, we can see change of color. The reaction also depend on what solution and electrode are used. These are some of the chemical effects of electric current, right? So this is showing the electric effects in the current with the solution. Here they have shown that the same thing, the positive terminal, the bigger one line, it is showing that the positive terminal, and the lesser the smaller line, it is showing in a circuit arrangement the negative terminal, and how it will affect the chemical reaction and all for producing electricity, right? Now electroplating, we'll see 14.3, the electroplating. Recall that a brand new cycle has shiny handlebar and a wheel rims, right? If you see the cycle, if you see bicycle, the hand part, the handlebar, it will be having a certain sort of covering. Similarly here the shiny coating comes off, revealing a not so shiny surface beneath. You might have also seen women using ornamental. So what does it mean? That some sort of object will be there, it will be having a shining surface, outer surface of its area. What it is, it is not like that what it will do that after some times if you use continuously, it automatically it loses its quality, its shining quality. So similarly, electroplating is also a type of arrangement around the cell which after some time it will get decayed. So that is a way the chemical reaction will affects the electroplating also. Here in a figure in a activity 14.7, what they have done for electroplating explanation, that is we need copper sulfate and two copper plates of size this much size. They have taken copper sulfate and two copper plate, water in a clean and dry beaker, and take 250 ml of distilled water. After that, distilled water, some amount of distilled water, and dry beaker, in a dry beaker dissolve 2 teaspoonful of copper sulfate in it. In distilled water, what we have to do, copper sulfate we have to mix it. Add few drops of dilute sulfuric acid to copper sulfate, right? Clean copper plates with sandpaper. Now rinse with them with water and dry them. Connect the copper sulfate of a battery and immerse them in a copper sulfate solution. Here with the figure 14.7, you can clearly see that copper plates is there, two copper plate is there, copper sulfate solution is there in a jar, that too with the distilled water, and they have made a circuit connection again in order to and allow the current to pass for about 15 minutes. You have to wait for 15 minutes, then remove the electrode from the solution, right? And look at them the carefully. What you will find, what is the difference in the copper plate or solution when electric current is passed. When the electric current is passed through the copper sulfate solution, it dissociate into copper and sulfate. It is not like they'll be attached together when these chemical reaction takes place. After that, what will happen when you allow the electric current to pass from one end to the other end of the circuit, copper will get detached from the sulfate. So the copper will be separated one and the sulfate is also separated one. The free copper gets drawn to the electrode connected to the negative terminal. What happens, the copper will be having the positive sign or a positive charge which will attach where negative terminal of the battery, because they will attract, the opposite sign will attract each other. And what about the copper from the solution, what about the loss of the copper, that we'll see. And from the other electrode, the copper plate, an equal amount of copper gets dissolved in the solution. Thus the loss of copper from the solution is restored and process will keep on going. So the copper is also attached with the negative terminal of the battery, and what about the other copper, it will deposit there itself only, and that is why how it will balance the copper material inside the solution, right? And the electrode transferred from one electrode to the other, like that only the cycle will goes on. Then the process of depositing a layer of any desired metal on another material by means of electricity is called electroplating. Okay, whatever the deposition will takes place here in the example, no copper, for copper on a copper plate, that is a electroplating here in the terms of producing electricity, that so electroplating, so the term is called electroplating. Electroplating is a very useful process. It is widely used in industry for coating metal object, right? It is generally used in industries only, and within a thin layer of different metal. The layer of metal deposited has some desired property which the metal of object lacks. For example, chromium plating is done on many objects such as car parts. Chromium, the deposition, this electroplating example is mainly a chromium, where it will be done in car parts, bath taps, kitchen gas burners, bicycle handlebars, wheel rims, and many others. chromium is a shiny appearance, okay, and it does not corrode. What do you mean by the corrode? That is some rust part will takes place, it won't, but chromium is not like that. Iron, if you keep it iron on the air, in the air or in the atmosphere, in a very open area, after sometimes you will see some rust or brown part will deposit on that, it, and it will lose its property, it won't looks good also, but chromium is not like that. Okay, so that is why chromium is uses as electroplating process. Now it resists it, what it also does, one more characteristic, it resists scratches, right? Now so the object is made from the cheaper metal and only coating of chromium over it is deposited. Jewelry maker also does this electroplating process, that is why how these jewels will we can see that how shining they are actually. Okay, so tin cans used for storing foods and made by electroplating tin onto iron into iron. Then tin is less reactive than iron. Right, that is why we are using tin also for electroplating. Now for aluminum foil also you can see that for covering or for protecting the food material also. Here iron is used in bridges and automobiles to provide strength. However, iron tends to corrode and rust. Here, iron is also having property to corrode or rust. Just now I have explained to you, but it is also used for to protect the big bridges and the automobile sort of appliances. So these are the some sort of examples for electroplating. Now, here your chapter is completed. So in this chapter what we have seen, the good conductor, we have started with the introduction part with the good conductor and the bad conductor of electricity. After that what we have seen, the arrangement of the circuit, the tester example we have seen, what happens with the chemicals if you put some sort of solution with the circuit, what will happen to those, whether it will allow electricity to pass or not. After that, the some sort of chemical reaction also we have seen, that with the copper sulfate and the copper, if suppose just try to observe for reaction zinc sulfate and the zinc, what will happen then, electroplating, the deposition of metal on the plates that we have seen, what are the anodes, electrodes, what are the electrodes, positive terminal, negative terminal. So all sorts of these reactions and terms we have seen in this chapter, go through it and try to complete the question and answer. Okay, I'll provide the link in your group also. So we'll see the next explanation of your next chapter in the next class. Till that, thank you so much everyone for being in my class. Thank you.